Yo, what's hood? What's good? What's going on your side of town? You know, it's another terrific Thursday over here in the virtual Man Cave Entertainment. And tonight we got the MLB Weekly Rundown with Nate the Great. Nate, what's good, family? How you feeling, yo?
What's happening? Going on, everyone?
Man, you know, not much. Another beautiful, beautiful Thursday out here, man. Having a fabulous, fantastic week, you know? Feeling marvelous and whatnot. How about yourself,
Indeed.
man? You know.
I'm killing and maintaining.
You know that today's the day before before Friday, man. Everybody should feel good, man. Tomorrow's Friday, kid. We out here, we gonna be, last day of the work week. Hopefully people got things situated for the weekend and whatnot. If not,
2 days. For 2 days.
hey man, hope you have fun for them 2 days, man. You work hard for 5. You better enjoy them 2 that you're off. Whatnot. But if you ain't got nothing planned, listen, stay tuned, listen to the show, because Nate's gonna let you know about the MLB schedule, games to watch, plays to look out for, and whatnot. But without further ado, man, we're gonna get things started as we always do and start showing our highlights, yo. Give me one moment while I set this up, ladies and gentlemen.
As always, we appreciate all the videos.
Jackson in the slot. He's in the groove. Top 10.
Son took that to the upper room.
Yeah, that was Jay Caglione from the Kansas City Royals. So in these highlights that you're going to see, it's going to be a little bit different this week. As you know, this week wasn't a lot of baseball due to the All-Star break. So basically, you're going to see a lot of home run derby and the All-Star game highlights, and then we're going to get into the rest of the show from there.
As you've already heard, as Wilson gets another one here tonight. My goodness.
490. Jesus.
Wilson Contreras was actually the dark horse in that whole thing. Nobody expected him to do anything. I mean, there's no shade to him. He's been in the league for a while. His brother plays over in Milwaukee, but nobody was expecting him to really beat out because you had Junior Caminero, Bryce Harper, and you had Kyle Schwarber in it. So this person decided to go for 491. Speaking of Junior Caminero.
Yo, that was real easy.
If there's such a thing as a sweet swing from a righty,
like, hold on. We gotta watch that again. That was super easy.
If there's such a thing as a sweet swing from a righty.
Like, that was beautiful. Talk about a beautiful swing. Like, that was magnificent. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, that's one thing I love about the home run derby is that it gives you the opportunity just to see them, just have fun when they just swing the bat. It's just like effortless, and you just see how magnificent it looks, yo. They make it look like anybody can do it, yo.
Peppering the second deck, and right there, that's the BP pitch he wants. Gets a high one, meets it with the barrel, and just look at the.
I mean, like, come on, man. Look how poetic that swing was. Nate, can you swing the bat like that, yo?
I can, but it's been years since I haven't. The home run derby, it makes you look like anybody can do it, but once you get up there and you start continuously swinging, you see how tiring it actually can be.
In his first 9 swings, wow. This could be the one out of the stadium here. What everything?
482.
Oh my God, he's.
I mean, they just putting it over the plate and they just letting it be known, like, yo, this is why I get paid millions and millions of dollars, yo.
Millions of dollars.
Millions, bro. Millions on top of millions.
Schwarber's final round total was 11. There's another, number 7 for Jordan Walker. Get out. Number 8. Number 9 for Jordan Walker. It's not done. Wow. That is so impressive. Closer still with number 10. We are tied. Jordan Walker can upend the whole thing with a home run right here. Wow. Is it enough, Jordan? Jordan Walker wins it! A homer on each of his last 6 swings to win this thing tonight.
Really? We going 6 for 6?
So that's what made it epic. Was he needed 6 home runs to win it, and he was in his last 2 outs.
Wait. So we 2 outs. I need 6 to win, and I take my last 6 pitches and I go 6 for 6.
But not 6. So he had the way the rules went is you get 20 pitches, and every swing counts as one. So there wasn't no time this year. They went away from the whole time thing. But and the way they had it also was if you have 1 ball left, the game. I mean, your at bat can't end on a home run. So you'll keep hitting until you no longer hit a home run. And he just kept on going, and he caught up, and he was going up against a hostile Philly crowd, who was giving it to him because in the finals was Kyle Schwarber of the Philadelphia Phillies. So fellow, of course they don't want him to be their hometown player,
So you mean Philly? The Phillies lost?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
And it was in Philly?
Yeah, because that's where the All-Star game was this year.
I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to be nice. I'll be nice. I know Philly's salty already. Yo, Mets, man, you need to sign that guy, yo.
I want to ask you, amazing grandma, how are you feeling out there?
Oh my God, I can't express it, but he knows. I've watched him since he was illegal playing baseball. He was too young to play. And I've been following him since he started, when they couldn't find cleats small enough for him. And he was truly engrossed. And I do believe this is his life calling. I believe it.
Come on, Grandma. Speak on your baby. Speak on your baby. You see how she had them hands? Ain't nothing like them grandma hands now. Grandma had hands on her baby. Speaking life, yo. That's how you do it, yo.
And just for that, before we go to the next, because I know after that is the All-Star game, Jordan Walker is the first actual St. Louis Cardinal to win a home run derby. So he also made history with that as well.
Nice. Okay, legendary.
And also he locked up for a while, so the Mets won't be able to get him.
Schwarber.
Hey, you ain't gotta do that. You really gotta do that. That was kind of dope, legendary, paying homage to history, yo. Me talking about he ain't gonna sign to the Mets. Man, you gotta believe, bro.
I just say right now because he locked up for a few years.
He might be unlocked, okay? Hey.
Up the middle, and the American League catches in. Alvarez in to score. Langoliers right behind him. 2-run single, Cody Bellinger.
Wait, what was that he was running with in his hand?
Up the middle, and the American League catches in. Alvarez in to score. Langoliers right behind him. 2-run single, Cody Bellinger.
Yeah, that's what they have. To keep him jamming the fingers.
Hey, Liliana. What up?
Hey.
Good. Peace and love, yo.
And Cody Bellinger actually ended up being the eventual MVP of the All-Star game as well.
What he do to deserve it?
You just saw what he did.
Okay, cool.
Was that the last clip?
Nah.
But I know I got 2.
You got a few more.
Yeah, it's disgusting, guys. Sorry about that.
Ooh, that was sweet. You gotta watch that again. Dang.
Yeah, it's disgusting, guys. Sorry about that.
Oh, he iced him. Come on, man. It's an all-star game. You ain't had to ice him like that. That was personal. They got beef.
but he has breathed life into him. Down on strikes right here. Not just the bat, but the personality of
102 straight down the middle. Hold up.
But he has breathed life into him. Down on
These
strikes
pitchers
right
can't
here.
play.
Not just the bat, but the personality.
They must have been a side bet, something going on.
Mason Miller is one of the standout closers in the National League. Still can't believe the Athletics traded him.
Wait, he a closer? I mean, what do you expect? They left Oakland. They're not going to make any more smart decisions for a long time, bro. Don't get me started. Nate, don't do it. Don't do it, Nate. See, y'all left Oakland and y'all messing up, bro. But we're going to get back to the highlights. I'm going to leave them alone.
Absolutely destroyed by Miguel Vargas into the second deck.
You put that to the upside down.
Vargas, a first-time All-Star.
Oh, yeah, he trying to come back to the All-Star game.
Yes, indeed. Especially the young up-and-coming Chicago White Sox.
Listen. Golly. Man, I can't even say nothing because that was phenomenal.
And a big bouncer and wait for it to come down. And the American League has pitched the first shutout in the All-Star game in 13 years. 4-0 the final score.
Wow.
So that was it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
What were you saying?
They pitched a shutout, bro.
Yeah, so I want to touch on the All-Star game a little bit too during this. The home run derby again. Congratulations to Jordan Walker. Congratulations to everybody that played. It was a great weekend as always. I know baseball hasn't always had the most stellar or most, highlighted All-Star weekend, compared to like the NBA or anything like that. But a lot of things that go on during that All-Star weekend, especially the HBCU Classic that they have on Friday, where all the HBCU All-Stars from all the colleges for HBCU, they get recognized. They have their own All-Star game as well.
Wait, hold up, Nate. Somebody said, "Yo, Parker White King said, oh my God, 50 Cent." Yo, Parker, you funny for that one, man. That's funny. That's a good one.
I would keep going. Think about the thing about the All-Star game, which made it interesting too, was for the entire All-Star game, they were actually. I mean, a lot of people were complaining about it at first, saying like, the East they said the American League had the weakest of the two. Everybody thought the National League was going to run roughshod over them because with the American League, it was so little to pull from because they were saying the National League had the better players this year as far as overall stats and numbers and stuff. But then you see how this All-Star game went, you couldn't tell because the American League looked dominant. The pitching was dominant. They were worried about the All-Star about the rotation, the relievers for the American League.
Do you think the players took that personal? It was like, hold on, y'all talking about us, bro. Y'all talking about us like we not nice, yo. Like y'all talking about us like we don't get paid millions, and now we gonna have to go out there and show you like this ain't See, now I get why them pitchers was pitching like that. They took it personal.
And the crazy thing is though, the American
was weak.
The American League has dominated the All-Star weekend the majority of the last few years. So last year, of course, the National League with Schwarber walking it off with the swing off, but for the most part, the American League over the last say decade or so has really dominated the All-Star break. But
this year they was talking smack and it was like, where we gotta let them know who our name is, bro. Like we hold the fort now. We big bro.
Well, I think it was.
We
Go
big
ahead.
bro.
But I think
they on some we big bro, yo. Don't disrespect our name.
But I think they were more. I think too that they might have heard some of the tabloids because a lot when you turned on the TV, a lot of people were like, it felt like the American League, you didn't know who you wanted to choose, who deserved to go to what position, and then who should go behind that. So it was almost like saying like, hey, we just putting a team together to play against the National League, and that was it. And
they tried to play them like they was the Bad News Bears, and they showed them who was up, yo. Okay.
Yeah. And the thing about it too is, Oh no, go ahead, Jay. Because what I'm about to go into next is going to be something different.
No, I'm just saying that like that's what you get. You thought they were the ragtag Sandlot bunch, and you know what I'm saying? They came to show out and play, yo.
Also,
They
just
had Jose the Jet out there.
I also wanted to make some honorable mentions to not honorable mentions, but notice like there were some snubs though for this All Star game, like there isn't any All Star game, and primarily you look at Bryce Terang, who should have been on the All Star game from second base. They did choose Ozzy Albies with Luis Arias as the backup. I think Arias deserved to be there. Albies, not so much. I mean, Albies, no disrespect to Albies, but his numbers weren't compared anywhere near to Terang's this year or last year. Matter of fact, for the last 3 years, I want to say. Ozzy Albies is a phenomenal player, but I think Bryce Terang would have loved to seen Otto Lopez out there as well from the Miami Marlins, but the shortstop position was so clogged. It's like you couldn't do nothing. Otto Lopez. Then you got
Let me ask you this though. Out of the two plays that you named, the one who got it and the one who got snubbed, is it because of popularity? Like because if you say everything, if every position, if every player in that position they tight, you know what I mean? Like we can pick any one. Now let's pick who's the fan favorite because this is an all-star game and we want to pick the most. This is our brand. We want to represent our brand with the most popular. Obviously he's good. But now we want the most popular, the most exciting.
Well, they're both pretty popular, and then the thing about it is they both play for first place teams.
Ooh, yeah. Then I'm going to jersey sales. Who got more jersey sales? Like that's when you just start getting.
Well,
I'm not thinking as a player. I'm not thinking as a fan. I'm thinking as a business owner. I'm gonna put if they both even. They both play for number one teams. They both dominate in the spot right now. They both fan favorites. You know what I mean? So now I gotta go who jersey's selling more. Then if their jerseys both selling the same, I gotta flip a coin 13 times. Like you gotta break it down.
I hear you, but that initial vote is fan voting, so that gets in. So that's why Ozzy got the nod. I would like to see Xavier Edwards from Miami get in, but again, it was clogged in. And I might have to check that stat too with Otto Lopez because actually I think I did see him at the All-Star game. So, but as he filled in, but I think Bryce Terang should have got a nod. And then for the American League, Wilson Contreras, who was in the home run derby, we want to make sure he was in there. But Davis Martin from the Chicago White Sox, I think should have got in there. I think he had better numbers than some one of the people that came in as a reliever was on the team. He should have been on there as well. Even though he's kind of tweaked, he's kind of leaned off a little bit going into the All-Star break. He's still 9-3 with a 3.08 ERA and 90 strikeouts. And with that Chicago White Sox team, who nobody expected to be even where they're at right now, I think that he should have got a nod. But hey, it's like it's always like that all the time in the with the All-Star game. So those are some of the players who you may want to look at come the second half of the season who going to continue out because they got the All-Star snub.
Right. Before we continue on and move on to the news portion of the MLB Weekly Rundown with Nate the Great, aka known as the Diamond, yo. I just want to give a quick rundown of what we got going on right here. You see this wonderful merch, you know what I'm saying? The virtual Mancave hat with the apple on the side right here. You see Nate with the Apple logo in the front, yo. These are two designs that we currently have right now, yo. Nate, you ain't got no design on the side, bro.
Oh, I just realized that.
It's only on this one. It's only on this one.
I was thinking of the other hat. I got. Yeah, that one.
The one with the text script, it has the Apple logo on the side if you like, or it just has the simple Apple logo on the front. Right now, you can see me and Nate are actually, we coordinate. You know what I'm saying? We ain't do this on purpose. It just happened by accident. We represented the Detroit Pistons tonight. You know what I'm saying? Nate's favorite basketball team. But what was your favorite sport team? Whether it's the Pistons, whether it's the Phoenix Suns, the New York defending champs, the New York Knicks, you know what I'm saying? The newly crowned champs. Whatever sport it is, yo, let us know. Hit us up right there in the Cash App, $ Virtual Man Cave. If you send a $30 donation, address, colorway, and everything that you want, we will ship this out to you, okay? And if you just want to send, $2, $3 or something like that to help us out to continue to grow this platform and what we got going on, all donations are welcome, yo. And If you can hear the sound of our voice right now, it would mean so much if you could leave a comment like our other friends just did, subscribe and hit the notification bell so this way you can stay well in tune to everything that we got going on, especially with the other shows that we do. I'll talk about that more a little bit later. And right now, let's get back to our scheduled program and we jumping into the news show.
And so what we got for the news going on? Just a couple quick transactions. Well, I don't even know if that's first. Oh yeah. So JJ Wetherhove from the St. Louis Cardinals just signed an 8-year, $112 million contract with the St. Louis
Sheesh.
Cardinals. Wetherhove's been he's been one of the bright young spots for that St. Louis team that's starting all over now. They've kind of pushed out the old St. Louis era, and now it's a whole new young era, along with Jordan Walker, who was the home run derby winner, as you seen earlier.
I'm saying why they couldn't get my boy like 120, yo, 115, 115, 120. Why we got to do 112? Like why they was being stingy? I know they got 115. JJ, man, you should have got the 115, bro. Is he worth 115?
Well, in this day's collective bargaining agreement, he is.
See, who's his agent? His agent ain't do him justice, bro. Get the 115 for my boy JJ, son.
He's still young though. You know, this is his first contract.
How old is he?
Like 23, I think. I'm not mistaken.
23 at 112. You good, young boy. You good. My bad. Yo, the next contract, bro, in 8 years in the game. All right, bro, you better get like 2. You better look for 2 on the next one. If not, fire your agent. He don't love you. All right, up next, because you know, JJ, you got the bag. Congratulations. 8 years. Let's go.
Another person got the bag. I think this should be the next one. Chase Burns, who signed a 7-year. I can't read that.
7-year, $105 million extension.
An extension, right? Yeah. So thanks, Jay.
No problem, brother.
Yeah, so he's got a 7-year fight. He's one of the main. You guess you could say he's their ace out there in Cincinnati, along with Hunter Green. So Chase Burns well deserves it as well. So that's a contract well deserved to him.
So I'm saying, how much was he getting before? You know?
I probably could have looked it up, but since unfortunately when I'm using the stream right now is all I got, and I can't move out the screen.
All right, cool. Because I'm just asking, because I just want to know if it's a big enough jump. You know what I mean? Because like 105, I'm pretty sure my son could have got 110. If my other son got 112, he could have got like 110, bro.
It is a significant jump from what he had, because he hasn't even been in the league 5 years yet.
He ain't been in there 5 years. So I'm saying though, if I ain't been in there 5 years and you willing to give me 105, that means you know how much you're gonna make off of me because you believe in me. Give me that 110. Give me 5 more, baby. Give me 5. Give me 5, and I guarantee you I'll turn up.
I'm sure they'll work out another extension somewhere down the line.
I hope so, because you know what I'm saying. I just want to see people get to the bag, because MLB, man, they charge me $80 for a hamburger and a soda and 2 popcorn kernels.
So here is the recently over the weekend too, as well as last Thursday actually started. They had the MLB draft, which of course consists of 6 rounds. And this is just the first round. So some notable picks from the first round. The number one overall pick was Rob Chowski, who went to the Chicago White Sox, who's a shortstop out of UCLA. Number 2, Grady Emerson, who went to the Tampa Bay Rays, another shortstop. Von Lackey, a catcher, went to Minnesota. A couple of notable ones out there that to look out for: AJ Garcia, who went 9th. He's an outfielder going to the Atlanta Braves. Jacob Lombard, a highly regarded shortstop, went to the Miami Marlins at number 14. Logan Hughes, another outfielder, was drafted and went to the Houston Astros. And Justin LeBron from out of the University of Arkansas, he's shortstop that went to the Cincinnati Reds as well. So those are some key ones that you can look out for.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Not to cut you off, Nate. My bad.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't see the Mets anywhere here in the first round with a draft pick, bro.
That would be your team's fault for not having a draft pick in the first round. That's what happens when you trade away draft picks.
Ah, come on, Mets. Let's get it together, yo.
Now, another pick.
Congratulations to everybody who got drafted. I hope you guys play well. I hope you have, you know what I'm saying, have a wonderful career. And yeah, man, try to become, you know, if you guys become legendary, become a Met, you know.
You know, there was some picks in there. I mean, there were a lot of outfielders. There barely was any pitchers drafted in the first round. I think not till late in the first round. Mainly, it was position players that were drafted in the first round. I wanted to also note some notable players that have family ties to the MLB. Karsten Sabathia, first baseman, was drafted 111th to the Milwaukee. I mean, sorry, not 111th, 611th to the Milwaukee Brewers. If that last name Sabathia sounds familiar to you, that's because he is the son of CC Sabathia, former Milwaukee Brewer, Cleveland Indian, and of course with the New York Yankees, where he won his championship. Landon Tomei went 34th overall to the Chicago White Sox. His father was Jim Tomei, longtime player in the league as well, primarily with the Cleveland Indians. Peyton Bonds, the nephew of should be Hall of Famer Barry Bonds, was actually drafted number 90th to the San Francisco Giants, where Barry Bonds, of course, broke the home run record at, and is above, and has his number retired at in San Francisco. So it's kind of great. It's kind of cool to see. And all of these guys are drafted to teams that their fathers, that their relatives actually have played for. Like Luke Pettit, he's the son of Andy Pettit, who used to pitch for the Yankees. He went number 28th. He's a pitcher of the son of Andy Pettit. He's right out of here, right out of Texas. Then you got Luke Nixon, who went 150th. He's the son of Trot Nixon, who formerly primarily known for the Boston Red Sox. He's the second baseman, left fielder, and also last, Jack Salmon is the nephew of Los Angels legend Tim Salmon. He went 559th in the draft. So those are some notable players. Those are some notable players from former players that are in the league right now that have just been drafted.
Dope. So Nate, you know how we have conversations and whatnot behind the scenes and everything. And it's kind of wonderful that you see former players, you know, sons, nephews, family members, and whatnot get drafted to the league. But then it goes to ask this one question: Are they that talented? Did they get? Was it because they were exposed to, you know, to professional training at an early age? Did that give them an advantage? And does it make it harder for, let's just say, for the kid like me and you, who love the game but may not have the exposure to this type of training, equipment, games, knowledge, and whatnot, for us to get a fair chance? Is the average person getting priced out of baseball?
Well, that's like any sport nowadays. The average person is going to get priced out. The average person is going to have to work even harder. The average person may not get the recruitment to the top tier, the top elite colleges. They'll have to settle for one of the other colleges because of that. And then travel. Hey, Mom. And travel baseball is also, it's expensive. I mean, the price of travel baseball now is expensive. And you look at baseball compared to like other sports, where you know how we always say baseball is harder to get enough people to play a baseball game together as opposed to other sports where all you just need is a basketball or football. But baseball, you got to have cleats, you got to have bats, you got to have helmets, you got to have gloves. Then when paying for these trips, they're like sometimes they can come up to like $5,000. They may say, hey, we need you to travel over here to Vegas. Then we need you to come over here to Atlanta. Then we need you to come to Nebraska. Then we need you to go to Utah. Then we need you to go to Chicago. And if you don't have anything, if you ain't got a sponsor for that, that's a lot of money. And some the average folk can't afford that.
At what age do you think kids should start playing travel ball and whatnot? Because I don't think, just in my personal opinion, I don't even play baseball, but just travel ball in general. for kids 11 and under is ridiculous, in my opinion.
See that? I think it depends on the kid and how good he really is because I'm
So,
glad. Go ahead, dude.
so if my kid, let's just say at 11 years old, my kid is phenomenal, right? I don't think travel baseball should start. Well, I think there should be degrees into levels of travel. Let me put it that way. So when you first start playing, and let's just say 11 years old and under, it should be local tournaments. So let's just take New York City because it's easier for me to use the 5 boroughs, right? 11 and under, there's enough teams in Queens that you can play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's enough teams in certain boroughs that you can play. Let's just say you have a borough tournament. Cool. After that borough tournament, whoever wins that, now the boroughs play against each other. So this way, it's still a local organized. Parents can still afford to play this. And then after you do, the 5 borough tournament, well, guess what? We got other counties upstate. They can have their own league, their own tournament. And then when you get there, the Poughkeepsie or Schenectady or the Syracuse champions and stuff, that's when you can have a state champion. Then let's just say after you get a state champion, guess what? New Jersey's right next door. Pennsylvania is not too far away. Play their state champions. Connecticut, Rhode Island. You can play their state champions. So where now you have kids who are playing elite level baseball, playing other kids who are playing elite level baseball. And it's not just a cash grab because now the kids who may not be on that elite level are on teams with kids who are on elite level and they're not getting the skill set. They can still play in those local tournaments. And let's just say the 11 and under, you don't win your local tournament. There's still other tournaments within the borough, within the city that you can still play in and stay active, yo. And then I think true travel baseball or travel sports may be introduced at 13. You might have an elite team. And again, New York is the tri-state area. So now your elite team, 13 and under, can travel in the tri-state area. Get that circuit, a smaller circuit, but it's still traveling.
Yeah.
Then maybe when you get 14, 15 and higher up, now you might want to venture out to Maryland, Virginia. Your team is that good. You may want to go to Vegas. You might want to go to Florida. But this way it gives time to build the program, build the children's skill level, and give parents, if you map it out like that, you give parents time to prepare it and make money, do fundraisers to make sure that everybody can go and contribute and participate.
But you see, they're not doing that because what they're doing is just picking certain players from each area and then say, oh, well, we want you to go over here with this team. And then that leaves those other teams, they don't get better because sometimes if you have really good teams and you have teams that maybe say you have mid-level in the midway point and then you got the really bad teams, still at the end of the day, if I'm a bad team and we got good teams in our division, you can see where you at with your level of players at. You actually can get better at it at times because you're playing against better competition. So that only usually makes you play better. And this is another thing I want to say too, and I'm glad you brought some of that up too, because, and it's to the parents out there. When your kid is not even under 11, when your kid is under 5, under 6 years old, your kid don't need 5 bats. Your kid don't need a new bat every year. He ain't wearing that, especially if they're hitting off a T-ball. They don't need a new bat. They're not wearing that bat out. If how I see some league, my nephew league was like that too. The coach of the team pitches to their team, to their own team. They're not throwing it 70 miles an hour. They're kind of lobbing it. They're throwing it over him, but they're still lobbing it. You don't need to have 1,000 bats. You don't need to have a bunch of gloves. You don't need to buy new gloves. The gloves are just pretty colors for the kids. That's all it is. You don't need. You do need an extra pair of everything, though. I do believe that. You need an extra pair of cleats. You need an extra pair of pants. An extra glove.
Don't have to be expensive.
Right, you don't.
Expensive.
Them pants are cheap. Those pants are cheap. You don't. Them pants are cheap. Trust me, because I could get a pair for myself as an adult and still won't pay over $20. I almost lost my train of thought. Cleats, gloves. Yeah, you should always have a second glove because sometimes you've seen the glove get broken from a baseball. But for the most part, once that kid finds that one glove, once you find that glove and you've broken it in a certain way, you're going to play with that one all the time. You're not going to keep swapping them out. You're going to play with that one glove every time because you already got the technique with the glove. You know how to catch it this way, catch it that way. You nice with it, so you're not going to switch out.
It's your hand. That glove is now your hand. You're
Right. I
Because
get.
I'm not even. I played baseball casual, just fun, even playing with my friends in the neighborhood and stuff. I
Right.
had a glove that I probably had that glove for maybe 15, 16 years, yo. It was just that glove just fit. Of course, I had to restitch it a few times and tie up a double knot, triple knot, and keep it tight. But yo, once I put it on, it was locked in. I'm catching everything, like you said. It was loose, but I know how to catch it to keep the ball inside the glove and stuff like that. But it was perfect, Joe.
I get the support. I'm glad that you're supporting your kids. But first of all, y'all are the ones that take it too far and you get too serious about it half the time anyway. Y'all are the ones who are going above and beyond. These kids at times don't even know what they're doing. Some of them are playing for the first time. So when your kid hit a home run because he hit a little dribbler in front of the pitcher, and the pitcher threw the ball all the way over the first baseman, so your son makes it to second base. By the time the first baseman gets it, he throws it over the second baseman's head. So your son goes to third. Then they throw it over the third baseman, so he scores. Yes, that's a home run. But when he starts to play real baseball, when he gets a little bit older, and you're playing against some competition, the little dribblers ain't working no more. He gonna wonder why when he hit that little dribbler, he like, oh, I'm making it to first. It's too late. That ball already headed into first base because the first baseman was moving like a cat.
Hey, Destiny, what's up? What's
So,
good? Peace
you know
and
what I'm
love,
saying?
yo.
So just be
And
mindful.
listen, the most important thing, they're kids, bro. They're having fun. Support every child out there. Remember, this is a child's game. Let them have fun. Don't you see? And this is what I love about Major League Baseball, right? And if your child is playing baseball, and I know they watch the game, watch how fun these adults have when they're playing the game, or the little silly antics that they do on the field. Okay, so don't take this game more serious. Let your kids have fun, and be real with you. All y'all kids can't play. All them kids suck. No, and I say that because they're just starting out. They're not going to be nice. They're scrubs. But you know what? They're having fun. They're exercising. They're socializing. Let them be scrubs and have fun. Let them enjoy the game. Let
And
them
every
learn the game.
and
Just
every kid
chill.
is supposed to play. And every kid is gonna play. So when your kid
Every kid
gets
has a right to play.
right, and know what I
Uh,
mean by that is, and I'm talking from experience from what I've seen watching my nephew's games and seeing it happen with some parents out there. When your kid gets subbed out the game, you know, because they want to put the other kids in. Remember, your kid played the first game, so they're trying to give a chance to the other kids to play. Just like when your kid was sitting on the bench, and um, and then they took the kid out so that your kid can play. It's the same way. You still cheer for the whole team. I've seen parents get up and go walk down to the coach, wondering why their kid got taken out of the game. I guess the coach just didn't care, just didn't want to hear the nonsense. When he put the kid back in the game, now the parent was all engaged again. But his kid had already played a
so
previous.
listen, parents, if you want your kid to be the star of the show, start your own team.
Exactly.
Plain and simple. Start your own team. Okay? Let these kids go out there and have fun. I know we went a little bit off topic the last, because we still into the news portion of what we got going on. But it's very important that we just make sure that these kids have fun and that they enjoy the game and that they have fun. Okay? That's why you sign them up.
Still sports related though.
You sign them up. You sign them up to have fun. Let them have fun, Nobody's getting $1 million contracts at 7 years old. Okay.
And you sign them up to get them out the house for a little bit so they ain't running up your electricity.
Now imagine, oh man, word. Yo, Destiny, real fast, yo. My name is Jay, yo, and that's my good brother MLB Nate the Great right there, yo. Yo, if you could do us a favor though, since you tapped in and you tuned in listening to us, yo, can you just hit that notification bell and that subscribe button, yo? We greatly appreciate that. You already left the comment. You did 1 out of 3. Come on now. Hit the other 2. Hit that. What's that? 4-6. Hit the 4-6 play. What's the 4? What's 4-6, Nate? Did I say it right? Hit the 4-6, baby. Nate, what's the 4-6, Nate? What's the 4? Help me out.
Second. That's second to shortstop. So you mean you wanted to say like 6-4-3? So you want to say like okay, 4-6 works too. It could be a 4-6-3 double play.
All right, 4-6-3 double play, baby. That's how we do, man. Because you did 1 out of 3, so we there. We almost there. Nate gonna have me sound professional one day, just not today, y'all. Continuing on with the news, though, we got to keep the show moving and flowing. What we got right here, Nate?
So here we're talking about each team. These are the current standings in the league, and so for here we're just trying to look at So this is the part we're going to talk about, and Jay, I already know I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna let you lead this one since a certain team is in this division. Basically, what I want to say is we're going to start off and we're going to look for each team in each division, see where they end up at the end of the season with our predictions for each division. So right now we're looking at the American League East as we're currently right now. The Atlanta Braves lead the American League East by 2 games over the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies did lose tonight to the New York Mets 4-1. So that's another loss, a blemish for the Phillies. The Miami Marlins are 3rd and the Washington Nationals are 4th, who are also playing very well, and the Mets finish out the division. So, Jay, I'm going to let you start off, and I'm going to start with your team. What do you delusionally, what do you see? And then realistically, where do you see the Mets going to?
Yo, Nate, before I get started, this is why we work so well on this show, because that's exactly what I was about to say. I'm going to have to give two opinions, okay? I'm going to give my delusional opinion, and then I'll give my real opinion, okay, what I think was going on. So, delusions of grandeur right now. In my mind, the Mets are going to go on an amazing run. They're gonna sweep the division. They're going to come through. They're going to make a major comeback, and we're going to win the World Series, yo. We're going to show everybody why we're amazing. But truth be told, I'm going to tell you what team I got my eye on, low-key, and I think they're going to make a noise, yo. So the Phillies are looking great. The Braves are looking great right now, right? The way they're moving, they're probably going to be consistent and keep playing the way that they're playing right now. I do expect the Mets to make a surge. The Nationals, I don't know too much. The team that I really think that's going to do something, though, is probably going to be the Marlins, right? It's always that middle team that usually after the All-Star break, it's either make or break time. So I will watch them for the next couple of weeks and see what they're going to do and see how they move and how they play. But I think they might have a breakout few weeks, a month or so, where they're just going to be playing phenomenal baseball and they're going to go, get out the middle, and then start to advance and start to just break apart from the league. I think the Phillies and the Braves, they've been playing well the first half of the season, so it's only a matter of time before they have a hiccup, so to speak. And I don't wish a hiccup on them, even though they are big rivals of my team. It'll be great if they did. I'm not wishing it. It's just when you look at the pattern of how things go. So they've been climbing. They're gonna plateau, take a little dip maybe, and start to come back up. But I think when they come back up, it might be a little bit too late. They're gonna do some things. But my pick is the Marlins, yo. My realistic pick is the Marlins. My delusional pick, and I'm always gonna believe, of course, is the Mets.
So that's solid. So the way I'm looking at it right now, I still think it's going to come down to the division winner is either going to be Atlanta or Philly. Atlanta is just stacked with a team. I mean, from their starter, their ace and Chris Sale, you got Brian Elder pitching as well. Then you got their closer, Raisel Iglesias. You got Drake Baldwin back there behind the catcher. You got Ozzie Albis. You got Ronald Acuna Jr. You got Matt Olson. Philly, Actually, with Philly, I think they're hitting their stride now. Ever since Don Mattingly took over as manager, Philly has been strong, and they have because
Ooh, I forgot that Dawn is over there.
because they were actually faltering at the beginning of the season. Philly came out the gate slow early on, and people thought that it was a done season for them. But then when Don Mattingly when they changed management and Don Mattingly took over, the team has really flourished since then. That's why they're in second place right now, led by Christopher Sanchez, their ace, along with Zach Will as well behind it. And they were a veteran team. You know, they've been there before. Majority of that team is all veterans with a couple of young studs on there as well. They're poised to make a play. They're poised to at least still make the playoffs. I think they had their best run last year when they should have beat the. Honestly, they should have beat the Dodgers last year. They had it in the bag. They just couldn't close. They just couldn't close the series out of the Dodgers. The Marlins is a good pick. They with their ace Sandy Alcantara. You got Xavier Edwards over there, Otto Lopez, Liam Hicks. You got Kyle Stowers over there. I think they're gonna be in it to the end. I think the Nationals will maybe until August, maybe mid-September they might fall off, but I think Miami can hold on and possibly get one of those 2 wild card spots. The Mets, if they can get more of those guys back that's on the injury list right now, I think then you can start to see a bit of a improvement. I think you can't base this year because they have so many injuries. You still have to give them one more year to pull things out. They got Nolan McLean over there, who is just absolutely a stud as pitcher for y'all. So that's like yes, he's going to be like your ace. As much as it pains me to see them, former Yankees Luke Weaver and Devin Williams have actually played pretty well over there. They've had a game or two where they blew the lead, but they've actually been playing well. Francisco Alvarez has played well. Then the emergence of Carson Bing has been also great for the Mets. And Juan Soto's hitting his stride now. Of course, Francisco Lindor is Francisco Lindor. We'll see with the Mets because there are expectations with the Mets because of the fact of how much money they spent. Last place is going to be unacceptable for that fan base.
Man, listen, like there's certain fan bases, right, that I rank that we are serious fans of our teams, right? Knicks fans, they serious about their team. Raiders,
Chicago, Philly fans, Pennsylvania fans, period.
Yankee fans,
very
right. Jets fans, they're passionate about their team.
They're definitely loyal,
loyal and passionate. And Mets fans, Mets as an organization, y'all. Last place, totally unacceptable. The way we playing right now is horrible. We have highlights, we have moments, but this is like all jokes aside. Like I know we joke and say I'm a delusional fan because I'm always going to believe I'll never talk bad about my team. But if I'm going to be real with you, we're not playing New York Mets baseball right now. And I know it's due to injuries and other aspects, but even during these times, there's a certain caliber that we're supposed to be at. And I can't wait till we get back to playing Mets baseball.
And the last part I'm gonna say about that, and this is the truth about the Mets, that I feel with the current ownership, management from the owners and GM, it's like they were getting these players and making these free agent moves because they wanted to say, "Hey, we have a better team than the Yankees." Cross town rivals or whatever. But I need the Mets organization to remember this: we don't play in y'all division. We're not the ones you have to get past. You have to get past Philly, Atlanta, Miami, Washington. That's who you need to be concerned with. And that's your competition.
And just because it looks good on paper, just because you have a big payroll, doesn't mean you have a better team. And I'm not knocking anybody on the team. I think we do have an amazing team. I think we do have a great team. But I'm just saying, talking on piggybacking onto your talking point as far as we have the best team. Just because you got the biggest payroll doesn't mean you got the best team. A team consists of a group of players that play well and complement each other and have one goal in mind. I know the Mets have that. I know where they have the players, they have the skills, and they have the capabilities to achieve that goal. I just hope that, favor turns in our luck. And then, we do our thing out there, man, because we amazing, baby. It's the Nets, God. Like, come on, son.
I was waiting on that. So
Come on.
we'll see what the Amazons do as they go toward the second half. Moving on to the next division will be the NL Central. Currently, right now, in first place still is the Milwaukee Brewers, who are led by the stud that you see in the picture, Jason Mizorowski, Bryce Terang, who I mentioned earlier, Jake Bowers, Jackson Churio, just to name a few, of course, Christian Yelich. The Brewers, Jay, zoom that in because I can't see. You got to zoom all of them. My eyes,
So the Brewers right now are 59-37.
With a 5-game lead over the Chicago Cubs. Then who are second? Then you have St. Louis third at 50-45. You have Pittsburgh Pirates fourth and Cincinnati fifth. The way I see this division going, I think it's going to go just the way it is. Chicago may make a late run, but I think Milwaukee has too much talent. Milwaukee will still end up winning the division. I think the Cubs will get the wild card. My problem with Milwaukee is I still don't see them as champions yet. And the reason why, I know I've heard others talk about this team is set and this team is built to win a championship. They just picked up Lance McCullers, who was from the Houston Astros. But the one problem with Milwaukee is they're a good regular season team. All that offense that you see, soon as they get to the playoffs, it's almost like they forgot how to play baseball. So the question is going to be, Milwaukee, can you get it done when it matters? And so far, over the last few years, you've shown that you cannot. The one year when they had an absolute stud of a team about 2 years ago, or was it last year? No, it was about 2 years ago. And first round, the Mets beat y'all like y'all was a little minor league team. Like y'all was a JV team. Like you would think with all the players that Milwaukee had on that team, they would have put up some kind of fight. You get swept. Again, Milwaukee, this has been the trail for Milwaukee all the time. Good regular season, great, phenomenal regular season. Come playoff time, nothing to be shown for it. So I think St. Louis is going to play pretty well, but overall, Cincinnati's hit their run. I think they're looking towards next year. I don't see them making a run. That's still a young team that's still trying to figure out their identity. Pittsburgh's a team that's just going to hang around a little bit. They're going to have a couple good games, but they're going to probably have more bad games than good. But they have a young, exciting team too. But it's going to come down to Milwaukee and Chicago, I think, in the long run.
Yeah, you know what's funny, Nate? You're gonna have to let me say go first because I was gonna say the same as that thing. Like I think this is gonna say it was just what I was looking. I was like, you know what? Just me being a casual, I think this is gonna stay the same way it is right now. I don't see this changing.
All right, then go ahead and take the National League West. Then I'll let you start off.
It was interesting. I don't know. See, I would have to look at. All right, let me look at it real fast before I share it.
All right, go ahead and share it, and then just look it in there and analyze it as you share it.
Oh no, I am. I just had to stop sharing it because I have it zoomed in on my screen, so this way I can show you guys. So it just takes me a while. I just can't slide over to the next slide. All right, so right here we got the Los Angeles Dodgers, 61-36, 11 games ahead of the Arizona Diamondbacks. 12 games ahead of San Diego Padres, followed by the San Francisco Giants and the Colorado Rockies. Real rap, it's the Dodgers, bro. Ain't nobody knocking the Dodgers off the block, yo. I can see maybe San Francisco doing something ill and maybe upsetting the Diamondbacks. I think the Padres is going to be the Padres. They're going to stay right there in that middle pocket. In Colorado, they just better hope for a good draft pick. And the Dodgers, are playing for first. Everybody's going for second place. But I really think it's going to be between Arizona and San Francisco for second place, yo.
Yeah, so the Dodgers are definitely going to win the division. Not to burst the bubble a little bit, but the Giants. But it depends on the trade deadline, which hasn't happened yet, because the Giants are actually considered to be sellers. So a lot of their main players, Matt Chapman, Rafael Devers, Willie Adames, are supposed to be up for trade. So they're supposed to be selling and trying to build more pieces to look forward to the future. So
they're looking for next year?
Yeah.
I'm All right. Well, if that's the case, then this is going to stay exactly the way it is.
And unfortunately, my big sister Mika, who hasn't been on for a while, but she still taps in and watches. Her San Diego Padres, I think they've hit their peak.
Who'd you say, Nate? Who'd you say?
Mika, who's been on the show, who's been on the show.
Who? Oh, the one who abandoned us. The one who came on the show. We gave her the perfect seat, which is her seat is always welcome. We can't take your seat back. Once you have a seat here, your seat is here forever. But she abandoned us. Like is it because my breath stinks or something? Because I eat on air or something like that? Like, what is it? Why you don't want to come back to the show, yo? My feelings is hurt.
She said she'll be back soon. But unfortunately,
my dad said the same thing too. Never came back.
Okay, Jay. Okay. We're gonna leave it at that. The Padres, unfortunately, I think they're just gonna have to do an overhaul. The team that they have is just not winning, and no matter with Tatis, Machado there, Walker Buehler, they just haven't been able to get over the hump. They were the one team that if anybody could beat the Dodgers, it was them. But for some reason, they just haven't been able to do it when it matters. They did it one time in the playoffs and knocked them out of the playoffs a couple of years ago when the Dodgers won over 100-something games. But since then, they haven't been able to. So I think they're going to stay where they're at. If they make the wild card, they'd be lucky, but I think they'll be knocked out in the wild card. So that's it for the National League. Let's move on to the American League.
So Nate, realistically speaking, is there any team that you see that can take down a Dodgers show?
The team that really should be able, the team that really has a chance, honestly, and I still believe they have a chance, is the two teams in the National League East, Atlanta and Philly. Milwaukee looks like a team that could take them down, but if I'm right now, I'm putting it on either Atlanta or Philly to be the only team that can possibly knock the Dodgers off.
Okay.
And we're talking playoffs. We're not just talking regular season. We're talking playoffs.
We're talking playoffs. Postseason. All right. So Nate, with this one right here go my predictions, right?
Uh-huh.
I definitely got the Yankees winning. I think the Yankees is going to take Tampa Bay, right? I think Tampa Bay is they're going to play well, but the Yankees are going to play better. I got to give respect to the Yankees. They know how to show up and they know how to show out. So I got faith in them. They're going to take the division. Tampa Bay is going to be second place in that division. Good job, runner-up. See you next year. Boston is they're gonna crumble. They're going to the bottom of the division. Toronto's going to move up. Baltimore's going to move up. Baltimore and Toronto are flip-flop between third and fourth, and that's how it's going to be. But the Yankees are going to win the division.
It's not a bad take because the Red Sox are another team that's looking to be sellers. They're actually considered trading Aroldis Chapman. Now Wilson Contreras already has said that he will decline. He will not waive his no trade clause, so he does not want to be traded. He wants to finish his career out in Boston. So, but Boston having Cedane Raphael. Boston got Cedane Raphael out there. They got Wilyer Abreu. They got Sonny Gray. I don't know if Sonny Gray's going to be on the chop block too. He's been solid. And then they want to still call it. You still got Tristan Campbell down there in the minors. If you're going to call him back up and have him on the, I think he might be on the main roster, but having him in the everyday rotation, we'll see how that goes. But I don't want to sound, because I tried to stay unbiased. The Yankees could win the division, but it's all about how they come out of the break. When their first game, because they got the Dodgers starting. They got the Dodgers starting tomorrow. Tampa Bay has a great pitching. Tampa Bay has a great pitching rotation, led by Griffin Jacks and Nick Martinez. Brian Baker's coming out of relief and pretty well too. Then they got Junior Caminero who hit the 491 home run. Chandler Simpson, Taylor Walls, and all those guys. They play as a team. And they play basic baseball, small ball things that most teams don't do.
How many games is the series between the Yankees and the Dodgers?
It's a 3-game series over the weekend.
Who Yankees? You got to get at least 2 of them, baby. I need you to get 2.
So we'll see. They said Toronto
Oh,
winning. I agree with you with Toronto. I think Baltimore has to find their identity again. That's the problem with them, and they
are
got
they a
guys.
new team? Is it like a new team? Pretty
No,
much.
this is a team that won 100 games 2 years ago, and then they faltered ever since. And they haven't been the same. They won 100 plus games that year, and then they lost to Texas in the first round. They haven't been the same since. They got a new manager this year, so I guess they're going to have some leeway because of a new manager. But you got Samuel Basello playing well out there. You got young kids like Jeremiah Jackson, Jackson Holiday, who was one of their first round, their number 1 pick last year. He's out there. You got Gunnar Henderson, of course, still at shortstop. But we're gonna see how they get that lineup together, and they have Kyle Bradish starting as a pitcher, one of their standouts. Orioles, I think, will stay between 3rd and 4th too. I can agree with that. Pete Alonso has come along too as well, being over there in Baltimore now. He started to find his stride, and he's been hitting real well. I know that pains you to hear that, but he's hitting real well, out there in Baltimore.
It's cool. It's cool. All right. Now we have the AL Central. Let me look at this. What we got?
I'm sorry. I saw an internal message. That's baseball talk, man.
All right. I get it, but still, we in the man cave, bro. Chicago White Sox. Okay.
I'm gonna give you a tidbit real quick. Remember, the White Sox were that team that lost about 26 games in a row last year.
I know. It was that loser team. All right. I'll be honest with you. This one's kind of difficult. This is a toss-up. Because honestly, if I go for the winner, I think it might be the Minnesota Twins might walk away with this division. And I'm saying that, all right, I'm being totally biased in this one. I don't want the Chicago White Sox to win. I don't want the Cleveland Guardians to win. Detroit, I don't think they're going to do anything. Kansas City Royals, they're looking like Chicago last year. So I want to see the Minnesota Twins actually get busy. They're only 3 games behind. So if they play right, they play smart, if they have a good schedule after the All-Star break and they get off to a good roll, a good momentum, I think that'll set them off because this one is real tight. This one is real close. But I definitely think I'm going to go with Minnesota with this one, yo.
Like the National League Central, the American League Central has always been a tight division as well. The White Sox, the big question is, can they continue this momentum? They're still a young team, and after the way they were losing last year, they were the laughing stock of the league, and along with the Colorado Rockies. And you look at them this year, they're playing well. Murakami has returned back from injury. You got him back on there along with Colson Montgomery. You got Miguel Vargas, who you saw hit the home run in the All-Star game. But the thing is, just can they maintain it as a young team like that? Cleveland is battle tested. Jose Ramirez is injured; he'll be out for a little while. So we'll see. Wait till when he gets back. He's the glue of that team. Minnesota's not actually a bad pick, with Cody Clemens out there. You got Brooks Lee. You got Byron Buxton. Then pitching Joe Ryan, who should have, in my opinion, got a he was one that we thought was going to be all-star as well. But Minnesota could creep up in there and maybe try to compete for one of those wild card spots going into the end of the season. I'm going to still go with the one who's been most consistent every year so far, and I'm going to go with Cleveland. Kansas City, as good as their team looks, and is led by Bobby Witt Jr., I just think they're going to need to make some decisions going forward. In Detroit, I'm not sure if they're still buyers or sellers. They got Tariq Schoolball, their main ace, but he came back and then went back on the IL. So we don't know if they're going to make a run like they did last year when they made an incredible run after they were like dead in the water in August. So we'll see.
See, I just got beef with the Cleveland Guardians because they changed their name. There was nothing wrong with your name before. I mean, maybe the logo, I get it. But the name, nah.
Yeah.
The logo, I totally understand the logo, right? But you didn't have to change the name. You could have been more respectful. You could have founded whatever tribe is in Cleveland, and you could pay some reparations. Gave money to the tribe to use their logo. To use the tribe's logo to pay homage, because you're in Cleveland. This is where that tribe is, their heritage. They're native to that land. So now you're showing love to them by representing them on your team. That's love. Y'all change your name to the Guardians. I hope y'all lose.
Moving on to the last team, the American League West.
And I'm not hating on any player on the Cleveland Guardians. I'm just hating on the organization, not the players, if that makes sense. It's like I'm hating on management, not the workers.
Yeah, so you got one more team to hate on here in the American League West. So we already know where you put in one of those teams at already. So
who we got now? Who we got? See, they ain't even got a whole name. That's fact. That is crazy. That is crazy. This one is a major toss-up too. So right now you got the Texas Rangers leading the way with 49 wins and 7 losses, with a game and a half behind is the Seattle Mariners. 3 games behind them is the Houston Astros. 8 games behind is the team that we don't speak of because they left Oakland. And rounding out the division in last place, 11 and a half games behind, is the Los Angeles Angels. Wow. This one is sticky. If I'm a casual fan and I just go by the teams that I like, I would love to see Seattle win the division.
Last year's the winner.
Yes, I know the Rangers, they serious though. I know the Astros come to play. So this one is tough. I think this one is the biggest toss-up probably for me. I think either one of these 3 teams can actually do it. But if I'm picking one, I'm standing on Seattle though. I think Texas is gonna be between Seattle and Texas, and they're gonna battle it out. And Houston's gonna be something to scare people. The team to be noticed, to look out for. The team that formerly left Oakland is gonna go to last place, yo. Just because the organization is cursed, yo. And the Angels, I don't know. We just gonna pray for them. They need an angel. They need a personal Jesus out there.
So I'm gonna go with that too. I'm gonna say Seattle too. Seattle's battle tested. They had a lot of veterans on that team. They got Kyle Riley back like about a month or so ago. A month and a half ago. So they got their star back, along with Randy Rosarina, Josh Naylor. You got Logan Gilbert pitching out there, Brandon Wu. I can see them taking it. Texas is going to be tough though. Texas has a really good team, and they're pitching. With the way they're pitching is, I'm surprised that they're even playing as well as they are. Their pitching hasn't been top notch, but it's just did enough for them to be at first place right now. That division is going to go down to the wire between those 2 teams. Houston is trying to come up. They got a couple players back, but then they lost Correa, who they had brought back. He's out for the season. I don't know if they're going to be sellers. I don't think they're going to move Yordan Alvarez. Jose Altuve just should be between this year or maybe the next 2 years to be his last season. Cam Smith has been playing well out there. Bryce Matthews, as well as Isaiah Paradas. The A's, they started off hot, but they've started to go back. They're showing their youth and their inexperience right now. That entire team, I'm still a fan of. I like a lot of those guys on that team. The way the Angels, I already spoke about that team before as well. I know Mike Trout is the team that they built around, but it used to get to start looking to that future. I think Mike Trout should still move to first base or just become a permanent DH. Jose Soriano is a bright spot for them out there. I don't know if they're going to move him at the trade deadline. Zach Neto, Joe Adele has also been stars out there on that team. Vaughn Grisham as well. So, but Angels are going to stay right where they're at. So that's the one. That's the one that I think. I think the Athletics will end up having a better record than the Angels.
Excuse me. We don't call them that. The team that left Oakland. We still showing love to Oakland. The team that left Oakland.
All right, we're gonna move on because I know I got a little long-winded with this section, but that's the main reason why I didn't have too many highlight videos, so we can talk
Nah,
about it more deeply.
this is kind of dope though the way you broke that down though, because one, I'll be honest with you, Nate, and I always tell people, yeah, I need to go back and listen to like earlier shows and whatnot, and I want people to start paying attention because a lot of things that you say, I be hearing on a lot of sport networks. Not saying that they biting our style because they might be, but I don't think they are. But you're just as good, if not better, as the people, you know what I'm saying, as those professionals on ESPN, everywhere else, and all those other news platforms and sports programs. So you you on point with your joint. You know what I mean? Like you pay attention to the games, you analyze and you break it down. So I really hope people are paying attention because when the postseason start, I hope we can run it back over here to see if any, see what we was right with our predictions, who was who, where's where, and what they at, and who's in the postseason. You know what I mean? But nah, Nate, I just want to let you know you be official on this, bro. Like for real, for real.
I appreciate it. I'm only as good as the team that I'm rolling with, so without y'all, it wouldn't be possible.
Brother, I don't do none of this research. You do all the research. You get all the clips, all the highlights.
You put the videos up. You put the videos together. You put the banners up. Just like
That's
Leo as well. Leo put the introduction together. Without all of that to give it that pizzazz, you know what I'm saying?
that's the easy. We can have the pizzazz, but you need good content. We can make it look good, but that's like going to Thanksgiving dinner, son. The food might look good as soon as you get a bite. You like, nah, I'm good. Is McDonald's open?
Because Auntie with the flabby arm didn't make the mac and cheese.
Exactly. Exactly. You let your vegan cousin host dinner. You know ain't nothing gonna taste good. No disrespect to the vegans. It's just that people who don't eat vegan food may not like your particular, may not like it. I don't want no beef with the vegans. Ain't no beef with the vegans. I mean, my bad, that was funny. No beef with the I caught what I said. I said it by accident. I don't want no problems with the vegans.
Yeah, they don't accept your apology.
My bad, it was a joke. I didn't even realize I made a funny joke. I don't want no smoke with the vegans. My bad.
Where we at now? We at your favorite one of your favorite segments?
Let me see what we got. We close to it. Oh, of course we are. Come on now. Come on now. Let's talk about it.
What happened to the highlights?
What highlights? This was the next video. It was the next clip that was up.
Oh, for real? I said
Yeah.
highlights. Whatever. Either way. So now we're talking about the AUSL League, the Women's Softball Pro League. This weekend is crucial for them this weekend because they got the playoffs coming up. There's a lot of playoff implications coming up this weekend. So there's going to be, and one of the rules that they had was, what'd you do?
Hold up, my bad. My computer still be glitching sometimes.
I got you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, my computer glitched so bad that it went straight. I'm gonna show the highlights after you talk about this because now I see the highlights.
That's cool.
So
That's cool.
Nate, go ahead and do you need me to post up the rule change? Or can I upload the video?
Yeah. I mean, if you just put that up real quick because it's just about the current league. So the first two, whoever from what they say, whoever wins their division, the division leader winners, they will actually automatically get a bye into the championship series. Meanwhile, the other teams will play and battle it out to see who will play them in the championship game.
Yeah. All right.
We'll show the standings on that coming up soon. I know I have the standings of the upcoming games for them this weekend. They've had a really good season, and I'm not just saying that. They've had an incredible season. I've been actually able to watch more games this year than I did last year. And the fact is that, the league started and then they had the women's championship that was over with in college. And then a lot of those players got selected and are now currently playing on an active roster team. It's been really right. And for this to be their second official year, it's been really exciting,
So that means if you got the time to go check them out, please go check them out. So Nate, I'm gonna stop trying to fight with my computer because it's being mean with me right now. So I'm gonna go right into the highlights, and then we're gonna go back into that other picture right there towards the end. Hopefully, it works in synchronization right now, and everything just flows. Sorry, y'all, this is a live show, so we do have to make adjustments on the fly. We appreciate everybody for tapping in and tuning in and just rolling with us. Sometimes you get an error in baseball. Usually, all the errors are mine. It's all right though.
That's why he was talking about the donations.
Donations.
I need a laptop too.
Every little bit counts.
Second of this series.
No way.
Beyond whose bat Mac Barber is using. It works. Okay. Dunks one into right. They stay aggressive. Williams to the plate. Another broken bat. Second of this series.
No way.
Beyond whose bat Mac Barber is.
Yeah, they swinging.
Oh, they chopping. All right. Hold up. Let me get the next one up, y'all. Rolling with these highlights. And if there's a softball team, women's softball team in your area, in your community, you're going on vacation, you have the time. Step out there and support these young ladies doing what they do,
Strike three.
They out there.
It is a new AUSL single season record. 53 strikeouts on the year.
Carlin Pickens got it. Called strike three. Back-to-back strikeouts for Montana.
It is a new AUSL single season record.
I don't know what it is about softball pitches. Like, they arm got to be made out of jello or something like that to throw the ball like that. Like, that's crazy.
Is it the wind up for you and then the release point?
Yeah. It's mad crazy that. Like, I don't know. I get the overhand throw. I do all of that. But that underhand, that's serious. I think I threw my shoulder out just trying it.
Those strikeout leads was a total of 53, and that was for Montana Fouts and for Karen Pickens. Karen Pickens, of course, was drafted this year too, as well. And I covered.
It was for two of them.
Yeah.
Y'all better stop playing and go out there and support these young ladies putting in work. This is no. I'm gonna shut up.
Deep center field, Brady back, jumps up and out of here.
Ooh.
A home run for Mulipol.
Hey, shorty.
On a line out. And so now here comes Texas.
Now, Second's in a good place right now. Boom. Next pitch, hardest hit ball of the game by far. And
would it be considered unmanly if the pitchers wore a face mask like the women do in softball?
I don't think so. You see it every now and then if there's somebody who's been hitting, and I think you see it more in college, especially if there was a pitcher who's been hit with a line drive before. So they may be trying to they have to protect their face. So you will see some of them wear that face guard.
Because I definitely, if I played baseball and I was on the mound, I'm definitely wearing a face mask. That's how they make fun of me, but I'm not trying to get a broken orbital bone and stuff like that, have my right cheekbone move to the left. I'm good. I'm straight. I'm throwing 115 miles per hour. He hitting it 300 miles per hour back at me. I don't want that problem.
Nichols Camarena hits it to shortstop. Jennings the second one, and that's a double play for the Texas Volts. Really needed that one badly. And it was on a platter for T.R.A. Jennings, but Oklahoma.
See that again.
Nichols Camarena hits it to shortstop. Jennings the second one, and that's a double play for the Texas Volts. Really needed.
That's your 643, Jay. That's your 643 right there.
643, but what kind of pitch was that? That was a meatball. There was no behind that. That was like,
Man, every pitcher got their own style.
And her style is whack, bro. And listen, don't get it. Wait, before we show the rest of that, before I show that next highlight, don't get it twisted. Just because I support the women's sports and stuff like that, y'all are just as liable to the criticism. Okay? I'm not biased. I don't see a female. I see an athlete. I see a phenomenal athlete doing wonderful things, but if you ain't got the right, I don't know. If you throwing meatballs out there and you lucky you had the 6'4'3". If you ain't had it's 6'4'3", right, Nate? I said it right?
Yeah, that's what that one was.
You lucky if it wasn't for the 6'43", you was looking bad, bro. You look real bad. Don't be out there putting meatballs over the plate. Don't be throwing marshmallows, yo.
I thought you was gonna get in. I thought you were gonna get in wrestling mode and say 619.
Nah. Almost. Don't do that, Nate. Don't do that, because now you messed me up, Nate.
I ain't know Rey Mysterio playing baseball.
Just be prepared. I'm gonna say 619 one day because of you. Thank you, Nate. I had 6'4" on lock until you messed me up with that one. But we got another double. We got another play coming up right here.
And another first pitch swing.
This could be two. It will be. The pitcher's best friend is Skylar Wallace.
That was
a half inning after hitting the tank to center field.
Like she
starts the double play.
Boys in the face.
Maybe just sitting a little bit early in the count. And another first pitch swing.
This could be two. It will be. The pitcher's best friend is Skylar Wallace.
The pitcher put the hing behind it.
And
she put a little hot sauce on it. That was just a good hit and a great 6'4", yo.
Nice turn by the second baseman too, all in one motion.
Yo, that's what really made the play. Like Skylar did her thing with the little scoopity whoop. You know what I mean? But the second baseman with the toe tap and turn, that was real business. It was all about the toe tap, got you out on second base, tap, turn, throw. That was real. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this. I don't want to offend nobody, but if I do, too bad, so sad, go cry in your car. You know what I mean? I think the female baseball players might be some of the most athletic athletes on the planet. The way they move, that like I don't know. It was kind of, I don't know, I'm gonna put that out there maybe. I might be biased because I like women's softball is a dope sport. I don't know, but hey. I've been wrong plenty of times before. I'm not worried about being wrong again. It's okay. So, Nate, now you get to tell people about the rules and whatnot.
I just did. Zoom back in again.
Right. Yeah, well, now we got to lock about the rules.
You can see it better than I can.
All right. So, here's what fans need to know. Teams with the best regular season record earns a direct berth to the championship series and home field advantage. The teams that finish second and third will meet in a winner-take-all play-in game with the second place team hosting. If teams finish tied in the standings, head-to-head results will be the first factor to determine who advances and how the teams are seeded. So, in other words, ladies, play as hard as you can so you don't have to worry about being tied with somebody else. And you know what I'm saying? The team with the best record, y'all be in first place, yo. Hold the fort down.
And for those who want in the head-to-head results, is basically those two teams playing during the regular season, who had the better record will make that determination to break the tie, but it's as the tiebreaker.
Okay.
They also got coming up in August between the 9th and the 30th. It's supposed to be their AUSL Cup. Not like the World Cup necessarily, but it's similar. Kind of like their All-Star Cup, to say. Not like the World Cup, but it's their All-Star Cup that's coming up. I know some stats I put on there.
Nate, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm put it out there right now. Because I know there are a group of girls in Japan playing softball right now. And they're nice. They're getting busy, son. They're doing their thing. I know there's some girls in Europe swinging their bat like crazy, son. They said we not playing cricket, we playing softball, son. I know there's some girls, of course, in DR, Brazil. Nah, they probably play baseball. I ain't gonna.
They had that for the Olympics. Team
Now,
US.
I know, but I'm just saying Brazil and Portugal, they so real with baseball out there. They out there play baseball with the boys probably better than them. You know what I mean? They not like, don't underhand me. I need overhand. Don't all right. But I know there's some girls out there, all jokes aside, out there, you know what I'm saying, in South America playing baseball. I can't wait till this gets global on a major level to where it's like, you know, like how we had the world baseball tournament and stuff like that. I can't wait till I see that, bro. Because I know it's dope. I know y'all out there. So America, you know we want to be the forerunners of everything. Let's get this popping over here so this way we can get it popping all over the earth and everybody else come together and we just play some softball. We watch some lady athletes, some women athletes just be amazing and just play baseball, yo. Play softball. I'm putting it out there, Nate. 2030, baby. 2030.
This message was approved on by Jay from the Virtual Man Cave in full consignment of women's softball.
I'm out here. I'm y'all number one fan, even though I never been to a game yet.
Okay, so right now this is the standings. Jay, take it away.
So I don't know what region these teams are from. So I'll just say we have the Talons right now at 14-8, followed by the Bandits with the same record of 14-8. Then we got the Cascade at 13-9. Oh, I know this one because they got they hometown in the letters. OKC. The OKC Spark is 11-11. Then we got the Blaze at 8-13. And the Votes got to get a good shock and get things together because they're at the bottom of the barrel right now with a record of 6-17. Get it together, Votes.
So far, right now, the two teams that have clinched the playoff berth, as you see the X next to them, is the Talons and the Chicago Bandits, with the Portland Cascade being in third place right now.
Okay, let's go Talons. Let's go Bandits. I see what y'all doing.
We got up next. Next, I think should be. These are some of the upcoming games coming up for this week. There were some games today, but I would say I focus on the games for tomorrow and Saturday and over Sunday. A lot of these games you see on Friday, you'll see them on Saturday and Sunday as well. You catch them on your local stations, ESPN, ESPN2, ABC. They read off the games that's going on. One of them is going on in North Carolina.
Excuse me, I'm over here eating mac and cheese, being greedy. But right now you have the Volts versus the Cascade at 7 p.m. Central District Time, I think. At the Hillsborough Ballpark. Then you have the Talons versus the Bandits at 1 p.m. at the stadium at Parkway Bank Sport Complex. And then we have the OKC versus the Blaze at the Smith Family Stadium at 3 p.m. in Durham, North Carolina. I might go to that one. I'm lying. I'm gonna say like I do, but come Sunday.
That's why I didn't even say that.
Yeah, I'll probably be playing golf or something, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't even gonna lie.
What we got last for them? I think it's one more. I think I got one more thing up there, maybe.
I think it's two more.
Yeah, then it should be upcoming games for the MLB guys. You can always zoom it in so I can see, but I can't see when you just put it like that. I'm like blind.
If I zoom it in, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Okay.
On my computer screen, so I'm just scared to touch it right now. Pause.
All right, so we'll let the mediator read it.
So the AUSL fan vote to let you know about the All-Star Cup. Fans voted for favorite players. One player at each position. Voting ended June 30th. Announced invitees will be announced soon, I guess, and then the top vote getter at each position earns an automatic All-Star selection. All right. So they let you know how the fan votes go down for your favorite player, yo. Y'all better get out there and just vote. Even if they're not your favorite player, just vote. Now, on the committee selection, after the fan vote, the 6th general manager of the AUSL team should choose the remaining 35 All-Stars. Selections are based on 2026 performance, fan support, and positional needs. So in other words, yo, support your favorite player. Buy their jerseys, make the big old signs. Listen, hold your favorite player down, yo. And just to let you know, there are 45 All-Stars. 10 players earn automatic invitations through the fan vote, and 35 players are selected by the All-Star Selection Committee, which we already told you before who is on that committee. So it is very important that you show your support, you show your love, you know what I'm saying, your camaraderie for your favorite team, and most importantly, your favorite player on that team, so they can be out there, bro. Like that. Come on, them ladies is making history. What is this? The second All-Star game, right?
Yeah, this is the second. This is their second season too.
Come on, man. Like, imagine how dope somebody gets to be. One, to be a first-time All-Star, and then two, think about your favorite player who was there last year who wants to go again. It's on you, bro. It's on you. Now, I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to lie. I'm over here trying to hype it up, even though I'm not going to participate myself. But this is my support. My support is trying to motivate you to do it, okay? We all play a position. Yeah, I'm just a cog in the machine. That's it.
What we got next?
Coming up, we have the MLB games to look for.
So these games first coming up are going to be for this weekend from Friday to Sunday. One of the games, like I mentioned already, the New York Yankees will be going to Los Angeles in the rematch of the 2024 World Series. They'll be playing the Los Angeles Dodgers. I'll give Jay a shout out. The New York Mets are playing the Philadelphia Phillies. The Mets did beat the Phillies tonight, so they are also playing this weekend because I know he's going to want that. Other games to look at: the Pittsburgh Pirates travel to Cleveland to play the Guardians. Battle two young up and coming teams. The Texas Rangers will play against the Atlanta Braves. That's going to be a really good game. The Miami Marlins go up against the Milwaukee Brewers, which should be a really good game too. There's some solid pitching on both sides of those teams. And one that I want to look at just because they're two young teams, they got a lot of really young, really good players out there. I think that's the future of Major League Baseball. The Washington Nationals travel out to Sacramento to play the Athletics. See, I mentioned at least where they play at currently, which is in Sacramento, not Oakland. And then in the following week, we have the Los Angeles Dodgers, which travel into Philadelphia to play the Phillies. Another game to check out will be the San Diego Padres against the Atlanta Braves, even though San Diego's faltering a little bit. I think that's going to be a good series. We've got the Mets. What are they playing? The Brewers, right? Is that the Mets?
Brewers. Why they did my team like that? Why we got to play the Brewers, man? They nice, man. Like,
but you got some young guys on both teams. That's going to be, I think that should be a nice, exciting series. Also, they had some playoff experience. And then the Chicago White Sox, the young White Sox against the Texas Rangers. So those are the games that you look out for this weekend and the start of next week. Check your local stations for times. Some of them are going to be broadcast on like ESPN and then NBC and such forth. But if you ain't doing nothing, maybe it's raining, it's too hot to go outside, sit back and catch your baseball game. Moving on, coming down to our last bit of segments. Major League Baseball has talked about. I actually do know a little bit. I read this, even though I can't see it, but Major League Baseball has talked about penalizing players who are selected to represent Team USA in the upcoming the next Olympics that will be in Los Angeles. Players will not get paid. Players won't be able to return back to their teams. So they'll be held without certain pay if they decide not to play and sit out. My take on it a little bit is I understand they want Team USA representation. I think, especially from the way they played this past World Cup, but they did make the championship in the World Cup. They just didn't win. You had a better team in Team Venezuela who won. I don't agree necessarily with forcing players to have to play. Just like the All-Star game, if a player decides to sit out, this is still exhibition. I get it. You know, if you want to be patriotic, play for your country, represent your country. But you know, a lot of guys don't want to get hurt. You know, because you run the risk. Just like Junior Caminero during the All-Star game. Yes, he got hit by a pitch and left the game. He got hit in his hand. We don't know how that's going to hold up for him going into the second half of the season while the Tampa Bay Rays are playing so well. So you got to look at players. Do you want to risk an injury during the Olympics and then that'll possibly affect your team who may be going to the playoffs?
What if I just don't want to play and I just want to spend quality time with my family?
Agreed, that too. But they're saying if you are selected, then they're wanting to make expectations to make it mandatory for those players to play, and I totally disagree with that. I think it's going to be a backlash, and you may get a lot of players who will end up saying, "Hey, they're injured." You know, they may say they're injured. They may come up with lame. You know, I'm not saying they're going to do it. I'm not saying these guys are dishonorable like that, but
I would if you're forcing me, even if I want to play, just for the simple fact I may have one of my teammates who don't want to be here. Does that mean he's going to play his very best, Joe? No, he doesn't want to be here, bro. So how can I expect him to play on his top tier? He going to be on some Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I don't get fined, bro.
Yeah, because they had some players who did play partially, but then they had to leave and they went back to return back to their team when the season started. You know, so they returned back to spring training because you have to have at least 3 stars, if I'm not mistaken, 3 main players in the main roster that have to play at some of those spring training games. Some of them went back to help out their teams, but then they would come back to the USA games, but they wouldn't play, but they would just be there for support. So I don't know. I think Major League Baseball is taking they're stretching it on this one personally.
Yeah, this is going down a slippery slope because now you're telling me I have to play. What if I don't want to? What if I don't love this game? This game is just a job for me, and I'm really good at my job. And then now you're telling me I have to work overtime. This is mandatory overtime. I'm good.
I think they just want to see I think because they've seen so much passion in the way these other countries, how for them this is everything. Like Team Venezuela, it meant everything to them to win that World Cup.
And then you gotta understand though, with these other countries, they don't treat baseball like a business. They treat baseball like a game. Over here, they treat baseball like a business. So I'm gonna conduct myself as a businessman, as a brand. They other countries play the game as players. They don't look at themselves as a brand first, player second. In America, in this capitalistic society, in this capitalistic system, I'm a brand first, a player second. So I'm protecting my brand. Yeah, I would love to play in the Olympics. That is maybe for some people a once in a lifetime opportunity. Some people don't even get that chance to play in the Olympics. But at the same time, though, I got to think 10 years down the road. I got to make sure I'm bringing in income for my family. I got to make sure I'm doing certain things. And yeah, my brand, I don't want to do it for my brand, Joe. But now you're forcing me. That's crazy.
Remember we were talking about the World Cup, how there was a lot of players, guys who actually had regular jobs and just stopped so they could come play for the World Cup, and they're about to go back to carpentry and everything else.
Yeah. Like I mean, I get it. For certain people, it's a wonderful opportunity. For other people, it might be a burden. But I really just don't think you should be forced to do something. Because this is your job. Don't force yourself to do it. And if you want people to, and if the MLB wants players, to represent their team, to make the game fun again. Stop making these rules that constrict players and whatnot, and stop making it all about money and make it about the fans and about having fun. It's a wonderful pastime. Then I guarantee you that you'll get more players who'll be more passionate and who'll be more like, you know what? Yeah, I will play. I got you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I do want to be on an Olympics team. And this is just me rambling, food for thought, not saying that this is the actual case for these players.
Yeah, now we got our last segment. Jay, you can read that off. Let me charge this phone up so they don't die while I'm on the podcast.
Sure. Give me 1 second while I load this up. All right. So it says before, I won't even show it. I'll just read it for you real fast. What are your thoughts from the distressed Pittsburgh fan? I'll say it. I think it's completely disingenuous to blacklist Barry Bonds and Alex Rodriguez from the Hall of Fame, but trot them out for every big event to do the media. Either blacklist them or don't. Um, 100% agree. 100,000% agree. Um, why aren't they in the Hall of Fame?
Well, A-Rod admitted to taking steroids. He's not in the Hall of Fame. Barry, of course, isn't as well, but Barry was never proven that he ever took steroids.
Barry never took steroids. He was just that great. They want to put that on him, and I think how they do a media they shame you. I think they did that to Barry just to shame him, just to get him caught up because they just couldn't believe he was that phenomenal, and that other players just to compete with him had to use performance enhancing drugs, yo. We see it all the time. Look at Jaylen Brown right now. Look at son who just won the home run derby. Didn't mom graduate from MIT? Dad Howard. I mean, not Howard, Harvard or something like that. Like, my boy's probably splitting atoms in between baseball practice, and he just chose to go play baseball. He's probably a genius on the low. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just think this sucks how they snub those two athletes, because why have you, like you said, why have them in the forefront of everything, speaking, pretty much be the face of baseball right now, represent your brand, represent your company, but yet you won't honor them and give them their flowers, their just due, what they deserve.
Yeah, I agree, and it's unfortunate, like they did for Barry with the Netflix special and everything. There was also you got him paraded around, but yet you still won't put him in the Hall of Fame. San Francisco loves him, but I think it is a shame, but Barry's just taking it in stride. He's not putting no sour grapes, and he just put on his best foot forward.
They're gonna Pete Rose him. They're gonna wait till that man pass away and then honor him, yo. Like that, and that's how they're gonna get down with it. Get that man his flowers while he's still breathing, yo. Like, he deserves that. He earned it. Like, whether you like him, and this is what I hate. It's about popularity. It's not about the stats. It's not about the props. It's not about what you actually did. It's about whether I like you or not. I don't care if I like you, yo. If you do a great job at what you do, salute. I'm gonna check my feelings at the door, and I'm gonna give you the respect that you deserve, yo. Now, when we off the clock, I don't like you. You just coming to earth. I'm gonna keep it walking, pretty much. But when we on the clock and you doing what you do, man, you the best, bro. Like, ain't nothing I can say about it.
Right.
Put that man in the Hall of Fame, man.
Yeah, it's just a shame with baseball. I think it's a bad look. And then you got some people who believe that he shouldn't be on like the Netflix or whatever, anything like that. Maybe if it's San Francisco's broadcast, but not on the Netflix. And I just totally disagree with that too. I've disagreed with that from when they first said it, when he was on there when the Giants played the Yankees, and they thought it was a disgrace. But I totally disagree.
And my thing is, if you don't want them in the Hall of Fame, right, and for the people who feel like they shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, right, but you're still willing to listen to the analytical content and they breakdown when they are on display, right? And then when you hear them speaking on their shows and they give you the rundown of what's going on, you respect their opinion. You'll agree with what they're talking about. You'll sit there and co-sign what they're saying. You'll regurgitate what they said to your friends the next day as if it was something that you said and you came up with, like you're a baseball genius like Nate the Great is.
It's because Barry because Barry wasn't he wasn't a media darling, to them at that. And I feel like that's too. The writers have way too much power in deciding on who gets in the Hall of Fame as well. I think they have way too much. I think they have way too much say so as well in it.
I think every sports journalist, or a lot of sports journalists, because some of them write just from their opinion. They don't speak. They don't speak from the facts. They give their opinion based. And they get in their feelings. And this is for some of them, not for all, right? Because some of them are athletes that formerly played the sport, and now they write about it.
Right.
But I think a lot of them are like nerds who couldn't play, who weren't good at it. Like, for real. And you can tell who the nerds are. You can tell who the cornball ones. And when I say nerd, I'm not talking about nerd. The definition of it is now me being cool. I'm talking about nerd from the 1900s when you was corny. You was a lame. Like, y'all was corny when y'all was little. Right? And so now you grow up, and now you in a position to look at somebody who probably was popular their whole life, or you assume was popular their whole life, because you never know. This baseball player could have been secluded. He could have been a loner, and the only time they was able to shine was playing baseball. That was their outlet to the world. Other than that, they was a loner. But now somebody put in hard work for all these years, and you pick up your pen and you just don't like them, so you write an opinionated piece that make them look like a horrible person, and they can't get the flowers they deserve. You a sucker if you do that. Because you can always tell the ones who usually play the game, or just give an honest, or who just break down the facts. They don't hate. There is no hate in their blood. They just speaking facts and, their perspective, or they just former players of that craft so they can speak from authenticity. They usually not hating. You know what I'm saying? They just usually giving a solid opinion. Everybody else, y'all are suckers, bro. Stop hating, man. My boy Barry deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. The Athletics deserve to be back in Oakland. You know what I'm saying?
So, with that being said, I appreciate the insight. We're gonna have our last clip of the show. It's just a throwback clip. And see, I decided to start off the second half of the season showing love to our producer. So here's our throwback clip of the week.
Appreciate you, Nate. Wow. Easy.
Bartolo has done it! The impossible has happened!
Amazing, baby.
The team vacates the dugout as Bartolo takes the long trot, his first career home run. And there will be nobody in the dugout to greet him. This is one of the great moments in the history of baseball.
That right there. That's how you close the show, Nate. That's how you do it.
So for those who know, that's Bartolo Colon, a longtime player in the league. Beloved. He became a fan favorite when he played for the Mets. He was out in Cleveland at one time and other teams. He was out there in Oakland at one point. So he had his first career home run against the San Diego Padres. And this is back when in the National League, pitchers still hit. Now, both the National League and American League are both the same. They both do DH. Pitchers don't hit anymore. It's only a certain rule that allow a pitcher to hit these days. But that was still during that era, and it wasn't a cheap home run. It wasn't like a little line drive that just barely cleared the wall. He actually got all. Yeah, he cleared it.
Yeah, but that was a wonderful show right there, Nate. As always, man. Wonderful content, wonderful commentary, yo. Special shout out and thank you to everybody who tapped in and tuned into the show tonight. If you haven't already done so, again, we're just going to ask you, can you please hit the notification bell? Can you subscribe to the channel? That really helps us out a lot. Yeah, we do appreciate it. Don't forget, we also do a show tomorrow night with the whole crew, the Virtual Mancave podcast, which consists of me, MCJ from around the way, Nate the Great, Triple OG Unk, Superhero Leo, author the Panamanian Professor, Chef Troy, you know what I'm saying? And every once in a while, the mayor, he pops up, even though it's been like 8 months, yo, you know what I'm saying? But he might show his face. You never know. With that being said, you know how we always do, yo. Close out the show with something positive, some food for thought, and then we're gonna end it like that. So I'm gonna set it off. Nate's gonna say his two-piece, close out the show because this is his show, and we're gonna get up out of here. Tonight, just remember that doubt kills more dreams than failure does. So get out there and just try it. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Just get out there and take that first step and be great.
I'm gonna keep it kind of to the theme we was talking about earlier at the beginning of the show. While you may be going out to achieve more, make money, and this and that, when you're out here when you're playing this, just remember also always have fun in this game. Have fun with your passion. And you can treat it just not even for sports, whatever your passion is. Have fun. Yes, make money, but also have fun while you're doing it, because you don't want to go around chasing money your whole life and then look back and realize you didn't take the time to enjoy life.
Listen, it's not about the destination. It's all about the journey. We see y'all next week, family. We out of here, yo. Peace.